What's up, guys, and welcome to another video. Finally, after so freaking long. I know I'm terrible at being consistent. Had a lot of things going on recently in my life, a lot of good things. Just got a promotion at work, so I actually get off at an earlier time than I used to. I used to get off at 11 p.m. and now I get off at 4 p.m. So, you know, life's looking out pretty good. I'll be able to pump out more videos more consistently. You know, I don't feel as stressed out at work. I actually enjoy my new job. I love it. But anyways, we're back. And I've got a really good set of races today for you guys. This first one in the GR Cup. This is actually a really fun race. This one was a little bit challenging in the sense of I hadn't done the GR Cup in quite a while, so I was struggling to find my breaking points during practice and qualifying, except for the last lap of qualifying, which I managed to get myself into third place. And I will just right off the bat go ahead and say that this Yevgeny guy, holy shit, this guy is consistent, man. This guy is good. He was very quick the whole time. He was consistent. He was defending really well. And props to him, man, for such a great race. Same thing with John here. John Denaire also held up quite a great race. Oh my goodness. On a quick note, let's take a look at these two guys, one barrier, man. What poor souls. Ended up in a Brazzers video and they were playing iRacing. And subsequently, I'm assuming their cars might have been a little totaled. Based on just how hard they look like they hit, so they're more than likely out of the race. Luckily, they don't have to tow very far, so their tow time won't be too bad. But we're skipping forward. Nothing much really happened in between the race start and then the point we're at now, where we skip forward. I think we only skipped forward a lap. Basically, Yevgeny was leading and I was following behind, and again, skipping forward. I think we're at lap 3 now. And finally, I get close enough to John. I get a good enough run on John where I just kind of, you know, overtook him, and he jumped out of the way, and I managed to get the slipstream from Yevgeny in front of me, and all is well. And now I'm in second place. This was actually a very fun race to go back and watch, because I didn't realize how close I was getting to passing Yevgeny sometimes, but look, he's just defending so well. He's just placing himself in places where I want to go and making it hard for me to pass. But again, we're going to skip. Now it's lap 5. And here finally, on the main straight where the start finishes, is where I finally pass Yevgeny going into turn 1. I just managed to get myself into the inside and a little 1x on the exit there, but nothing too terrible. Wasn't really too worried about it. I didn't get a slow down penalty or anything like that, thankfully. But rolling out with the 2x only so far out of 6 laps in the GR Cup, I would say that's a pretty good day, and I'll take that absolutely any day. I'm over here just trying to defend my position though, keeping the inside line till the very last second, trying to like how Yevgeny was, just placing myself in positions where it'll make it harder for him to pass. We're gonna skip a lap to lap 7, and here in lap 7 it was more or less the same thing. I didn't really have a very great exit out of turn 1, so Yevgeny carried a little more speed, and that slipstream was helping him a little bit too, and I tried kind of squeezing him a little bit. I didn't want to over squeeze because I found that some drivers don't really respond too well to that, and then they try to squeeze back, or they just don't move, which I've done before in the past. But I figured Yevgeny would, you know, he would drive along with the squeezing pretty well. He seems pretty well level-headed, and he seems to understand a little more racecraft than some of the other drivers I've seen. I'm not perfect at my racecraft either. I try very hard to be good at racecraft and learn as much as I can and apply as much as I can, but I am human and I fuck up sometimes. But we're gonna skip ahead. Lap 8. The end of lap 8, actually, going into the main straight. This is the last turn here. For the longest while, I couldn't figure out this corner in the GR Cup, and then I started kind of watching how Yevgeny takes it, and noticed he carries just a little more speed and corner entry than I do. But what are you gonna do? Turned out to be a second place, you know, but it's whatever. It is what it is. It was a great race. Giving my respects to Yevgeny there at the end. Before we go on, I know I'm not the most consistent with posting videos, but I'm trying to work on it and get better. And I would really appreciate it if you guys would like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, maybe even throw a comment under the video to tell me what I could do better, you know, what I could do better to service you guys and make the videos flow a little more, you know. But anyways, we're moving on, and we are now doing the GT4 challenge, right? And in this one, I'm running in the Porsche. I think it's the Cayman. I don't remember exactly which Porsche it is, but it's the GT4 Porsche. Now, I'm not very familiar with this GT4 Porsche. I had actually just bought that day that I raced this. So it was still more or less like a trial period for me with the car. I figured if it was anything similar to the 992.2 Cup car, I would more or less have an okay time, and I found out it is not that similar. It is very much underpowered compared to the 992.2, and feels a little more sluggish than the Cup car. Regardless, you know, I went out there and I did my best. And like the caption says, if my voice sounds like I'm a little nasally, that's because I was sick and I had congestion. I didn't end up doing a lot of talking in this video because I was trying to lock in so much, since I am driving a new car to me. However, you know, that's what the voiceover's for. Anyways, let's watch this video a little bit. Also, before I forget to mention, this video specifically is from a live stream I did a couple weeks ago, and I guess we could use this as an introductory piece, as a face reveal, I guess you could say. So yeah, that's what I look like. I was a little blitzkrieged off the Benjamin, so mind my serious face. That's just what I look like when I'm a little baked. But yeah.
The next car's the leader.
So these two guys fighting is a very good thing for me. Looks like the one thing I am able to do kind of is brake a little later than they can. I should have gone down in the second gear there.
38.727. You're now in third.
the purchase. Either that or I just need to get more practice with this Porsche. Typically.
By this point in the race, I was in third place, as you can see on the top left. And I was mostly just chasing behind Will and Jackson here. These guys, man, these guys were freaking quick. I was actually struggling to keep up with them for a little while. I actually ended up spinning right here, to my dismay. Didn't really lose a huge amount of time. Maybe I only lost about like 9-ish, 10 seconds on the leaders, but I figured that them fighting each other would come to my benefit, as they would slow each other down just enough for me to catch up. And I managed to only lose one position, thankfully, so it wouldn't be too bad. And I could use this guy and he could use me as slipstream for the both of us to catch up to the leaders a lot faster. Mind you, too, as I'm driving, I'm also trying to figure this car out and where the braking points are and the turn-in points are on this track for the car. I'm so used to the McLaren, specifically in the GT4 races, that I didn't really feel super comfortable pushing this car extremely hard, even though I did sometimes, just trying to see what the limits were. Maybe not the best spot to try to find the limits, but whatever.
Oh, come on. Give me the straight line speed.
This corner specifically, though, the Mustang didn't really seem to kind of get it right. And I managed to get side by side, and he backed out.
Take the outside, I ain't pussy.
Which is fine for me. It means I'm ahead. And if we look up at the relative, you can see that first and second place are about 11 and 10 seconds ahead. And at this point, I figured if I kept fighting with this Mustang, which there was some corners where he kind of had a lot better entry or exit than me. Had a little bit of contact there, but nothing too bad. Had I kept fighting with this guy, I was going to lose a bunch of time. And looking at my relative every now and then, I noticed I was losing time. So,
oh, my third place back. I figured I wasn't going to catch first and second, considering they were over half a second faster than I am. And third place, who's this guy.
To say the least, I now had some figuring out to do. However, we're tough over here, built for tough. Even though I'm in a Porsche, and I'm always gonna find a way, if I can, to get around someone. I'm always gonna find some way to do it. And there was some places where this guy was making mistakes, and I knew that I was going to be able to get around him and potentially make a move. Like right here, for instance, he braked a little too much going into there, lost a little bit of momentum and slowed us both down. In moments like that, I'm going to find little ways to get around, especially if I'm right behind him, like I am right now. I mean, I'm pretty close to him. And I've stayed pretty close to him. And playing the psychological game, I'm just gonna play games and just let him see me in his mirrors, you know, and see if he makes a mistake. And if he does, I'll be there to capitalize on it.
Please tell me I didn't cut through there. Okay, it doesn't seem like it. Back up on this, dude.
And these are those little mistakes that I was talking about. Getting a bad exit on a corner that's important and then allowing me to get right up on your bumper. And I'm going to take it in at the last moment.
Still there, hold your line. Clear.
Making the move, getting the pass, and I'm going to stay right in the middle. Force him to make a choice between the inside or the outside, and he chooses the outside, which is good for me.
Good job.
I end up carrying a little extra energy forward and take it a little deep, but that comes to my advantage because I get a pretty decent little exit out of there. I don't know if he let off or what, but managed to get the move done again, run it a little deep.
There we go. This car doesn't like to dive in with the nose, so I gotta kind of take a little bit of a deeper line.
And that's exactly what I found out. You gotta actually kind of dive deep into the corner and have a very, very wide line that kind of apex sharp in, and carry as much of that straight line speed as you can in this car, because this car is really sluggish mid corner. Doesn't really like to turn, you know, especially in those high to low speed corners. It just struggles. Did we notice that the leader has dropped out due to connection issues,
Like the leader has
and second place is 12.5 seconds ahead and moving pretty freaking quick, but this could work out in our advantage if second place ends up screwing up. All he needs to do is mess up and we can get first place in this race.
Yep. I'm in second place now.
33.589. You're in second position right now.
That's rough. Didn't mean to take that so deep, but
Gonna go ahead and skip forward just a little bit and onto the final lap.
32.493.
Set a pretty decent lap time that time, and you know, trying to work our way through traffic. We have a lapped car right here. He ends up, I wouldn't say getting in the way a little bit, but I had to slow down a tad bit due to him. And at this point, third place has remained within 2 seconds of me, so the pressure is on not to mess up or slow down too much because Calvin is hot on my heels. I think that by this point, I've got Calvin stuck with that lapped car at just the right point in the track to slow him down and get the gap to be 2.7 seconds behind and growing. And unfortunately, first place did not mess up. He actually, in fact, remained super consistent. And as you can see, he gained like about 5 seconds on us. Right here, start seeing him on the relative get closer, but that's just because he crossed the finish line, and so do we, and that's where the race ends. And it was a fantastic race, big chase all the way to the end. And I want to appreciate everyone for watching. Thank you guys for sticking around, and I'll be trying to pop more of these videos out more frequently. Appreciate you guys. Let's also please not forget to like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. That would help a lot and motivate me a lot more to push these videos out. Thank you guys. Catch you on the next one.
Parece que te vi y zaramulla en la plaza de la